I'm going to record this. Okay. Take it away.
Just because you might hide your emotions doesn't mean that you don't have any. Few people are capable of expressing with equanimity opinions which differ from the prejudice of their social environments. Most people are even incapable of forming such opinions. Albert Einstein said that. And I believe that people struggle with identifying their emotions because people don't like to be vulnerable. People look for other logical reasons instead of emotional. And people have trouble putting their emotions into words. A lot of times when arguments happen, it's because someone's feelings are hurt and they're unable to communicate properly. Many people have gone through this experience and because of this struggle to be vulnerable. Talking about feelings and trying to be understood is a very vulnerable thing. To me, being vulnerable being vulnerable means being out and open about how you feel, like currently, or how something might have made you feel in the past. From my experience, that can be a very scary thing. Not everyone is going to care, not everyone's going to listen. Emotions are powerful and make us act out. When we try to communicate our feelings and don't feel understood, it can cause us to never try to express how we're feeling ever again, out of the fear of not being understood. The brain has two sides, a left side and a right side. These two sides of the brain have very two different functions. The right side is very visual and it's what you do to be creative. It's very it's when you like imagine stuff. That's the right side of the brain, and the left side of the brain is the more logical side. You know, when after you express how you feel or act out, that's the right side, and then after that, when you're trying to be more logical about it, that's your left side working. And people are can be right or left brain dominant. So people that are more left brain dominant, they are more calculated, they're more analytical about how they go about things. So instead of trying to find emotional reason to why they feel that way, they look for more logical, like sane reasons, I guess you could say. um, trauma can affect also how you view being vulnerable in your emotions. People that experience trauma at a young age, it can cause mental disorders. Specifically, Alex, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but there's a specific mental disorder that causes an inability to describe or identify your emotions. In conclusion, many people will struggle with identifying their emotions because people don't like to be vulnerable. People look for logical reasons instead of emotional, and some people have trouble putting their emotions into words.
All
That's
right.
it.
Feel free to clap, class. How did that feel?
You're muted.
Oh, yes, I am. How did that feel?
It's better than the first time. It's just a little awkward.
Yeah, definitely. I can tell you're nervous, but you did really good. I will say for next time, try and keep your camera stationary if you can.
Oh, it's because I just came from lunch, so I'm like sitting right
Okay,
here.
no, that's totally understandable. But no, I think you did good. Um, and I think going back to watch it, you'll see areas that you did really good on. I think you'll be surprised how well you did.
Okay, thank you.
Uh huh. All right. So next we have uh, Dean.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me reset my stopwatch. If you want to go ahead and pop your camera on, and all right, whenever you're ready.
All right. All right. So, a lot of times, well, most times in life, we will have people who are very influential to us, and odds are most people will run into that. For me, that person ended up being my Uncle Mike before he unfortunately passed away. He is a lot of the reason I am the man I am today, and I'm forever thankful for the lessons he taught me. First, he taught me kindness and humility. He was one of the kindest men you'd ever meet. He was super humble, but at the same time, he knew what he was capable of. And he really taught me not to be overconfident in myself and taught me to be kind to everyone. Taught me no matter what someone did to me, what happened, that I could turn the other cheek and I could still be nice and I could still be kind. And in competition also, he taught me to be humble, and he taught me, even though I can be sure of myself and even though I can be sure in what I can do, he taught me, do not be overconfident and don't go around boasting. He also taught me passion. One of the biggest things I lean on right now in this time that I'm in, starting college and going through this time, is passion in what I do, passion for the things I love. I'm currently a youth pastor up in Greenwood, and I have a passion for that, and that's really sparking me to do the best I can. And that's really in everything I'm doing. He taught me that passion. He was a big motocross and race car guy, and he owned a motocross track that he poured everything into. He had so much passion for that, and he loved that. And I remember just loving going to the track with him and seeing his passion for that, and I learned from that. And finally, he taught me to smile when things got tough. I don't have a memory of him, even though he passed when I was young, I still don't have a memory of him ever not smiling. Even when he's at his most serious point, even when things didn't look great, he'd always have that amazing smile on his face. And it's something I love to remember him by. And it's really taught me, I've had some tough times in my life already, and I know there's going to be tough times down the road, but he's really taught me to stay strong through that and keep smiling through that. In conclusion, Mike, he was an amazing man, and I do miss him dearly. I'm beyond thankful for what he has taught me and what he showed me while he was still alive. And I truly do believe if he was still here today, he would still be teaching me things, and he would still have a huge impact in my life.
Great. Well done. So you're a youth pastor as well.
Yes, sir.
So you're used to talking in front of people.
Yeah.
It shows. That was really good. That you did good. That was well
Thank you.
organized and well executed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Well done. All right. Roberto, the first one to class today.
Hello, sir. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yes, I could briefly see you for a second.
Oh, can you see me? Oh, give me a second. I don't know what's going on. Having trouble with this. Now, can you?
Yep, there you are.
Okay. Oh, I think. Let me. Okay. So I'll start in 3, 2, 1. There's no spell, and there aren't any shortcuts in this life. Sometimes things might not be how you want them to be, but you have to go through it and overcome it. Because without sacrifice, there can be no victory. You know, sometimes things may be perceived like they are too difficult. You may find out that some things aren't like the way you want them to be, but if you just sit in there and you don't do anything like to change them, you are never going to achieve anything in this life. I'm a Salvadorian student here at Ozarks, but 8 years ago, this didn't seem to be possible. And I remember that at that exact moment of my life, I just sat there and I remember this quote. And it's like, sometimes dreams may be like too impossible to achieve, but you have to go for that opportunity. Because even if you don't achieve something, you are learning. But if you don't learn, if you never try or you never experience anything, you are never going to be capable of achieving something. So sometimes you just have to take that golden opportunity. As I told you before, this didn't seem to be possible 8 years ago, but it is. So you just have to fight for your dreams. You have to fight for your goals. If you don't, you never get that. Without sacrifice, there can be no victory. So sometimes you have to give up some things in order to win other things. Thank you.
That was good. That was really good. What made you pick? What made you pick that as a topic?
I really liked that movie when I was a kid, Transformers, the
Mm-hmm.
first movie. Yeah, and in that movie, one of the characters said it. So I really love that movie. So I think that's why it's got us stuck in here.
Yeah, I really love the energy that you bring to your speech. That's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Myron's up. All right. Let me reset this. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so sometimes what you read or hear can be felt as it describes a situation in your life. And for me, it is the quotation that says, it's only after you step outside of your comfort zone you begin to change, grow, and transform. I think that this quote explains how confident and courageous I became since I get out of my comfort zone. Firstly, it helps me discover new things because by challenging myself, I was able to learn new skills and gain knowledge that I may not have had access to otherwise. And by expanding my horizons, I was able to face my fears by being aware of them, by learning how to manage them, by pushing my limits. And every time I dare to do something for which I have experienced fear, I felt joy and pride because I realized that I am capable of doing it, which boosts my confidence and my self esteem. So, um, in conclusion, stepping outside of your comfort zone can seem to be scary, but it is when the most growth occurs. So I am the example, and that's why I think that this quote describes me so much because getting out of my comfort zones helps me to understand that I am more capable than I thought I was because right now I'm willing to discover new things, to face my fears, and to gain confidence. Thank you.
That was really good. How do you feel?
Uh, Stress.
Glad you're done.
Yeah.
Well, you got out of your comfort zone and you did really well.
Thank you.
I think the more you go on this semester, the I think the easier it's going to become. But I think you did an excellent job. That was really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. These have been really good. Um, these have been really good tonight. Okay. Brian. Do we have Brian with us? Yes. All right. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. What
Good.
about you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Um,
Today I'm gonna be talking about my dad. Can you see me?
yeah, we're
Hey,
good. Whenever
okay.
you're ready.
Well, some people love their father, some hate them, others didn't have the opportunity to have them in their lives. but I am one of those who were grateful to have a dad who is working hard, providing, and who's taking care of his family. And today I want to talk about him, how great he is as a person, as a father, and what he had achieved, what he helped me achieve as a person. And well, basically, he's just a simple man to some people, but to me, he's more than that. He's more of a hero, a superhuman, because he did some incredible stuff during his life. Like, for example, he didn't go to school until the age of 10, and he managed to, finish high school by the age of 18 years old. He was so smart, intelligent, and for example, he helped me overcome my fear of mathematics. I used to be really, really afraid of mathematics. Like I was scared to even open a mathematics book, and I was having bad grades. So what he did, he sat me down and he talked to me. And yeah, I remember working with him, chalk in my hands, working, doing stuff when I was a kid. And yeah, that's how I grew up to that's how I grew to really love mathematics. And here I am majoring in business administration, accounting, classes and stuff. It's because of him. And also he financed my mother. I mean, when they met, him and my mother, they were really young. He was around 30. My mother was in her 20s, and he helped her, get her degree in accounting. He financed her, and yeah, made it possible for her to get a degree. Even if she had me and my little sister, she got the degree, got a job, and yeah, we're happy. And right now, if I can be right now today, it's because of him. He's financing my studies here at the University of the Ozarks, and yeah, he's a great guy. I could not have asked for a better father, and I feel really grateful every day. I thank God that I have a dad. This, invested in me, and yeah, he wants what's best for me, and yeah, I love him. It's my dad. Thank you.
Very good. How'd that feel?
Oh,
I'm muted. How'd that feel? Good job, by the way.
well, it went really quick. I don't know. I missed some stuff, but yeah,
Well, you're at
I have to
3
practice
minutes,
more.
so you're right at the very most it could be. So that's good.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah. No, I think it was good.
Okay.
I think you'll enjoy
Really?
looking back on it and seeing how you did on it.
Okay.
All right.
Great,
good
thank you.
work.
Amazing.
All right. Let's see who. Xavier.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me write a couple notes here. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay. For my speech, I chose my mom as most influential in my life because she's the strongest person I know, and she taught me to persevere through a lot of situations. As a kid growing up, she was raised in a pretty bad household because of her father, and so she threw herself into judo to escape the household and whatnot. And she's been doing judo now for, I think, most of her life. She qualified for the Olympics, couldn't go because she had injured her knee. And throughout her life, she also had to adjust to raising a child. And so together, we both had to kind of learn how to navigate like life, I guess, if that makes sense. So when she had me, she opened a CrossFit gym. And so whenever I wasn't at school, I would be always involved in some kind of athletics. And so she shaped my life with, I guess, weightlifting and athletics. I had to, sorry. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. So whenever I wouldn't be at school, I would be doing something athletically. And as a kid, you don't want to be like working out when you get done with school. You're like, I've finished school. I want to just play video games or something like that. But I didn't always have that option. So I kind of had to learn how to deal with like choices that I didn't like too much. And I think that kind of prepared me for school and the future, because I get to think back on a lot of times in my life where it wasn't worse per se, but it was like just tougher mentally to deal with. And so I appreciate my mom for preparing me mentally for life. So that was it.
All right. Are you glad it's done?
Yeah.
Well, do the iPads have some kind of like face trace on them?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was rocking. I guess it was moving. Yeah, I think they just like whenever it follows me whenever I move.
All right. Well, now I know. I'd seen somebody else's was doing that too, but no. Overall, that's good. This is all about just getting the first one out there. It's okay, it's fine to mess up on these. That's why we're doing a first go at everything. So I think you did fine. Once you got into the groove, you did just fine.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. Aiden.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Hi. How are you?
Good. Let's see. I'm going to reset this. I'm going to write your name, and then whenever you're ready. Okay.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna be talking about my high school coach. Really inspirational person, and just kind of motivated me with the wrestling and everything. I like without meeting my coach in high school, I don't think I'd be wrestling in college or be in college at all. It's just I had a lot of challenges going through high school, like my 4 years. My senior year, my parents got divorced, so I didn't really at the time I didn't think it had an effect on me, but it messed up like my complete season. And I fell short of a lot of goals. Like learning how to accept failure was very hard for me, especially when I put in the work. Like I basically lived in my wrestling room, and I went like all 4 years, and then I just fell short of my goals, and I didn't want to do anything after that. I just like gave up. But without my coach, I don't think I would be doing anything. I don't even know if I would have finished high school. It just taught me everything: discipline, resilience, how to not quit after failure, and how to live with failure. Dang, I got lost too. I had it on and then I got lost.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk about my first biggest challenge that I went through, my other one. So when I first started wrestling, I started wrestling in 6th grade, and it was fun. I never competed. I didn't compete until I got in high school, but I was like always in the mat room, and I met my coach in 6th grade. And freshman year came around. I had been wrestling for a while, but I didn't compete until like my freshman year. So I was more worried about like winning and stuff, but I hadn't put in the time to get the wins. So I was more concentrated on that, and I just kept losing and losing and losing and just failing and not reaching my goals, and just completely made me want to quit. Basically, like it's just the same thing. If I didn't have my coach, I wouldn't be where I am today. I just thank him for that and everything, and just really just have a lot of discipline because of it. So, yeah.
How do you feel?
Oh yeah, I'm good. It's a little. I feel like it'd be better in person, or I wouldn't get lost. But I don't know. It's kind of weird online.
Yeah, it is. It's there's times honestly, and I guess this can go for everybody. Like I will like literally like not look at like I'll minimize the screen. So I'm
Yeah.
just right there. So it's almost like it's kind of weird. Like right now, I don't feel like I'm talking to a human being. Um, so you don't have that reaction to kind of to go to um, that you'd be looking like if you were in person. Um, it might be next time. I don't know. Maybe we will meet. Probably not. But I'd like it just for people to have that practice. So
Yeah, I think like my biggest thing with like the iPad is like the camera's on the left, so I'm trying to keep eye contact, but I'm like looking away from the screen.
yeah. No, it
Yeah,
makes
so it kind of messes me up.
it makes it good. Hey, but I like you messed up. You came right back and
Yeah.
you finished, and it was organized.
Yeah.
It was well thought out. So you did good.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Good
All
work.
right, perfect.
You're so excited to go, aren't you?
Not really.
Let's see. I think
I can straight.
yeah, I think you're
I'm the last one.
okay. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Alright, okay. June 9, 1960, June 9, 2003. Good afternoon, you all. My name is Anthony, and this was my date of birth next to my mother's date of birth. And she's the first and only person I thought of when I knew that I had to make a speech about someone who has been influential in my life. And not only because we were born the same day, but because she made me the person I am today. My mom is definitely the most influential person in my life because she's the ideal illustration of how to work hard and how to love. She is a role model of how to overcome challenges and to keep fighting. Even before my tears is the ground, um, my mother is right there to wipe it away. Um, she feels my pain before I can even realize it, and she understands my needs before I can even think of them. She taught me how to be independent, how to make strong family connections, and how to set goals to become a grown man. Um, to the positive and negative times growing up, I have learned from her to use every experience as a life lesson and something to grow from. She's the rock that center and balance my emotions. Um, I know that I haven't been the best in the world, but if you're to ask her, I'm probably sure she would say otherwise. Being far from her made me realize the influence like she had in my life. Um, she has trained herself an extremely strong ability to deal with each difficulty and then help to move on from her failures. Um, each of her failures or grief, the way she overcame difficulties to move on, how she strongly stood up and start over and over again after each great adversity has made an indelible impression in my mind. I could have probably taken another topic or talk about more influential persons in my life if I was allowed to put more, but I think that no matter how long my speech was and no matter what it was made of, my mother would have always been my first choice because she's been with me literally since day zero, and I know she'll always be there until the last.
All right. Well done. We got some great family members at this school. A lot of people
Yeah.
talked about their parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents. A lot of good supportive families out there. How do you feel? Are you glad you're done?
Um, I feel pretty good, but kind of nostalgic because I really feel my words.
There's a genuineness to what you were saying. Like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like a speech. It felt like you were being just
Yeah,
real.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
it was very good. It was.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Sandra, are you there now?
Yes, sir.
Are you wanting to try and go Thursday? Or are you ready to go? I just saw your email a little bit ago. Do you, this is the speech like the one that we practiced.
The one that we practiced.
Was that the
The
class
first-
you missed?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one that you outlined.
Okay. Not the very very first one, but the next one.
Right. So the one that we've been practicing for outlining, that must have been what you missed. Did you watch the video I sent?
I have.
Okay. So that should go over what to do. So watch that, and it's the introductory speech. You'll pick one of those two options, and then let's have you go. That way you can get a practice in before Thursday.
Okay, right now? Like right now? Go ahead, or wait till then.
You could wait till, like practice it, so now that you know what we're doing. Unless you feel ready and you just want to go and get it done now. It's up to you.
Let's go Thursday, so I'll be prepared.
Okay. All right.
Okay, appreciate
hang
it.
out a little longer, and we'll talk more, so I make sure you know what's going on.
Okay.
All right. Really quickly, everybody. Let me stop this.